President Mnangagwa commissions new blocks of flats for the Zimbabwe Republic Police in Harare this Friday.
And all is set for Insisa North and Gutu East by-elections this Saturday.
And tonight, Bulawayo hosts a Legends Night for the first time. That and more in our entertainment segment.
And in sport, Cheetahs name squad for Rugby Africa Sevens Cup.
Those were our headlines. We now give you the news in detail. President Emmerson Mnangagwa says the renaming of Tomlinson Depot to Chimoyo Camp marks yet another milestone and a set step towards dismantling the remaining colonial legacies.
He was speaking at the commissioning of new housing units for the Zimbabwe Republic Police in Harare this Friday, which coincided with the renaming of the key.
This Friday, the unveiling of a new name for the Zimbabwe Republic Police, Tomlinson Depot in Newlands, and from henceforth it is now known as Chimoyo Camp. President Mnangagwa away from the colonial names that had been given to key institutions in the country. The Second Republic is on a drive to replace colonial names at key institutions with those that speak to the
institutions being used as a means of disposition, both physically and psychologically, and of us, the rightful owners of the land and the space. As such, following the advent of the Second Republic, my administration took a deliberate decision to accelerate the name changes of numerous strategic national institutions, buildings, and streets across the country. This bold move, realization and recognition of our rich liberation history and struggle to shape our country and our destiny.
Renaming Tomlinson Depot to Chimoyo is an honor to those who perished at the
initiatives. We are giving our country a truly Zimbabwean identity and memorializing the significance that connect us permanently. In doing so, we are paying special tribute to our brothers and sisters in the frontline states, both departed and living. They sacrificed their freedom and their peace by sheltering us, providing us with food, giving us space to construct our camps and to train, and supporting us with other requisite material resources we needed to prosecute the armed struggle.
President Mnangagwa also officially commissioned 4 newly completed blocks of flats, which comprise 96 units. He emphasized the need for government to provide decent accommodation.
The importance of decent accommodation for any employee cannot be overemphasized. To this end, the commissioning of these 4 blocks of residential flats is part of my government's efforts towards ensuring better working and safe conditions for our public officers. Our public servants require safe and good places to stay with their families, for them to be effective in the delivery of quality service to the nation.
In addition to housing needs, President Mnangagwa said his government will continue to capacitate the force to ensure efficiency.
My government remains mindful that besides the residential accommodation, the Zimbabwe Republic Police requires resources for them to efficiently and effectively fulfill their constitutional mandate. As such, resources will continue to be mobilized to capacitate the police to effectively deal with emerging challenges which, among others, include transnational organized crimes, armed robberies, and of course road traffic accidents, among others.
The country's security forces remain a key component in safeguarding national interests. Josephine Mugio, ZBC News, Harare.
Several housing projects earmarked for the security sector are on the cards countrywide, and a reference point is the successful implementation of the Chimoyo Camp Housing Scheme in Harare.
The 4 flats commissioned in Harare this Friday have a combined total of 96 housing units for members of the Zimbabwe Republic Police. The ZBC News spoke to some of the beneficiaries of the initiative, which is aimed at providing decent and secure accommodation to civil servants, recognizing the vital role police officers and other security service officers play in maintaining law and order.
Because unenge uchida kubhadhara rent apo uchida kubva kure sekuchitungwiza uko uchida kuuya kustation yako yaunoshandira kunova kwanga kuri kure asi nhasi tiri kufara nezvaitwa napresident wedu.
Ndoda kutenda chaizvo nezvaitika izvizvi. Dzimba dzatagadzirirwa idzi dzimba dzemhando yepamusoro.
Ndiri kuda kutenda kune mutungamiriri wedu wenyika kuti vatiitira zvakanaka. Zvanga zvakaoma tichifamba nzendo refu kuti tiuye kubasa, asi pari zvino tichave nemufaro mukuru, tichave nekukurudzirwa pakuita kwatichange tiri kuita basa.
The Minister of Home Affairs and Cultural Heritage, Honorable Kazembe, revealed that similar projects will be rolled out nationwide.
It's an ongoing program. We've started with Chimoyo, formerly Tomlinson Depot, now Chimoyo. We've started with this one. But we are rolling out, we are going throughout. In fact, we've got a team that's going out trying to determine the status quo, the situation on the ground as to which housing units require urgent attention. We know, and the President is very much aware, is very much alive to the fact that housing units for police officers need to be improved and has given us that directive. So what we've witnessed today is the first step of a long journey to ensure that all provinces are covered, all districts are covered. So it is work in progress. And in fact, as I mentioned, other police stations, work is already started. I know for a fact, Tito, for example, there's already work going on there. Housing units for police officers are being built, and a new and office buildings for the police station are being built as well.
Harare Metropolitan Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Senator Charles Tawengwa, applauded President Emmerson Mnangagwa for transforming Harare.
Your commitment to modernizing Zimbabwe's infrastructure is truly unparalleled, Your Excellency. 2 weeks ago, we witnessed the commissioning of the iconic Trabablas interchange, a transformative project that has already significantly alleviated traffic congestion and reduced accidents. The other day, Your Excellency, we also witnessed the commissioning of the geopulmonary waste management in the Muguta Renyu, Nzvimbo vanofara nekutakurwa kwemarara.
Last year, government commissioned all-terrain service vehicles for the police to enhance their operations. Peter Chivima, ZBC News, Harare.
The SADC Committee of Ministers of Finance and Investment concluded its series of meetings in Victoria Falls this Thursday. Member states reaffirmed their commitment to financial self-reliance and regional integration.
The region continues to face a complex mix of global challenges, including shifting geopolitical dynamics, a sharp decline in international financial flows, and new tariffs introduced by the United States. In response, the SADC Committee of Ministers of Finance and Investment has resolved to pursue financial self-sufficiency across the region.
The important issue that we adopted is that of around domestic resource mobilization, partly in response to the geopolitical imperatives where we've seen a declining trend in ODA, in fact a sudden cutoff in ODA. So it's very important that ministers of finance and relevant officials focus on domestic resource mobilization to deal with this funding gap.
Another key resolution is the harmonization of policies aimed at combating money laundering and the financing of terrorism in line with the global standards.
Some of our countries have been grey listed under the FATF because of these money laundering issues, anti-money laundering issues, and financing of terrorism. So it's important that we align with the FATF principles. So we've decided to adopt in our annexures the principles, the issues that the FATF has highlighted to make sure that we're aligned and therefore help support our member countries to get out of the grey listing.
In a move to enhance regional mobility and trade, the ministers also adopted a resolution encouraging all member states to implement third-party motor vehicle insurance schemes. Currently, 7 SADC member states are already participants in the COMESA Yellow Card system, a regional third-party insurance initiative that facilitates cross-border transport. Tichao Nakurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
It is all systems go in Insiza North and Gutu East constituencies, where by-elections will be held this Saturday.
It is all systems go for the Gutu East parliamentary by-election set for tomorrow, the 14th of June. The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission says it is ready for the day. And I'm joined by the ZEC Masvingo Provincial Elections Officer, Mr. Maxwell Nguve, just to give us an update on what to expect tomorrow.
All systems are ready to go. We are 100% ready for the by-elections. We have trained all the electoral officers and deployed all the electoral officers, and all the equipment are available, and the political atmosphere is calm and conducive for the conduct of elections. And by tomorrow, we're expecting that all the polling stations are going to open by 7 o'clock up to 7 p.m. And we're expecting to start receiving the results immediately after the counting, which is going to commence immediately after 7 o'clock. Then the counting is going to start. Then after that, we're expecting to receive the results. By 12 o'clock, we should have been done with the counting and the announcement of the result if all goes according to our plans.
3 candidates are vying for the Gutu East parliamentary seat, who are Zvarevashe Mashwingise of ZANU-PF, Gift Gonese, an independent candidate, and Zvana Njenga, representing the NCA party. The Gutu East parliamentary seat fell vacant following the expulsion of former legislator Benjamin Ganyiwa from the ruling ZANU-PF party.
It is late in the afternoon at Amazon Primary School in Insiza North, one of the 67 polling stations for this Saturday by-election, and Miss Tulisiwe Mpofu is checking her name at the voters' roll that has been pasted outside one of the classrooms.
Ibizo nditholile hayi ngithokozile ngizabuya kusasa ekuseni zafika ngama-7.
At the business center and major roads that lead to various polling stations, ZEC officials are seen putting signage and directions to the election venues.
I can safely say we are really ready. Our recruitment stands at 100%. Everybody has been trained and they have been deployed. So in terms of training, we're really happy. We are convinced all is okay. The ballot paper has been taken to the polling stations.
The Insiza North constituents fell vacant after the death of Comrade Faraita Rwinga in March this year. 4 candidates, Comrade Delani Moyo of ZANU-PF, Zabu Stabani Mlocha, an independent candidate Mr. Leslie Dube, and Mbongeni Moyo of the Zimbabwe National Revival Party, will contest in the by-election.
The Zimbabwe Electoral Commission says all is in place for the parliamentary and council by-elections to be held this Saturday. In a media briefing in Harare this Friday, ZEC Deputy Chairperson Ambassador Rodney Kiwa said adequate personnel and resources have been deployed for the polls.
All materials, including human resources, are in place. And ward election officers, deputy election officers, presiding officers and the polling officers for all electoral centers have been recruited and trained. So they are all good to go. My appeal is to people who want to turn up and vote because it's their constitutional right. They must exercise that right, but not only exercise that right, exercise it peacefully. Peacefully. People are entitled to their political opinions. That should not be a problem to anyone. We should vote peacefully because Zimbabwe is a peaceful country.
In a significant move towards national healing and reconciliation, concrete steps are being taken to address the Gukurahundi issue, with the steering committee and chiefs from Matabeleland region meeting in Bulawayo this Friday to finalize critical logistical arrangements for the upcoming community outreach program.
Now, in a media briefing in Bulawayo this Friday, the Permanent Secretary in the Ministry of Information, Publicity and Broadcasting Services, Mr. Nick Mangwana, highlighted the ongoing efforts, including rapporteur training and the establishment of a command center in Bulawayo.
The steering committee of Gukurahundi Community Engagement Outreach Program is meeting with traditional chiefs from Matabeleland here in Bulawayo to finalize logistical arrangements for the rollout of community outreach program. The key highlights include reviewing feedback from awareness campaigns conducted in Matabeleland North and South provinces. Final training of rapporteurs on June 14, 2025, tomorrow, to document testimonies during public hearings, and National Council of Chiefs meeting on June 15, 2025, to finalize operational plans and provide guidance on the community engagement. A command center has been established here in Bulawayo at First Mutual Building of the process. The upcoming community hearings aim to provide a safe platform for communities to share their experiences and begin the healing process, promoting national healing and reconciliation as well as unity.
Zimbabwe's quest to enhance economic cooperation with progressive nations has gained significant momentum following the successful hosting of a business forum on the sidelines of the ongoing China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo in Changsha, China.
Economic cooperation between Harare and Beijing has over the years seen the growth by the two countries. These ties were further deepened this Friday after nearly 100 Chinese-owned businesses attended the Zimbabwe Business Forum on the sidelines of the ongoing China-Africa Economic and Trade Expo here in Changsha, China.
As Zimbabwe continues on the path of socio-economic transformation, we consider China a key strategic partner. In this regard, we thank Chinese companies that are doing business with us in Zimbabwe. This forum further provides a valuable opportunity to turn goodwill into tangible projects that will uplift livelihoods, create jobs, and strengthen the bonds between our peoples for shared development.
China and Zimbabwe are partners and good friends. In September 2024, President Xi Jinping had a meeting with Zimbabwean President Bulawayo. The two heads of the state have always decided to build an international cooperation on political, economic, trade, security, people-to-people cooperation, and so many other regards. We will work together to build a high-level community with a shared future. the two sides decided to further deepen and upgrade our comprehensive strategic partnership.
With footprints in 7 other countries, including Zimbabwe, Touchwood International, and Xinjiang Woods Bite Bridge, $3.6 billion United States dollar energy park was commissioned by President Emmerson Mnangagwa in February this year, uploaded the investment climate in Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe is a country I can see is almost damaged by the media. The story is different. Zimbabwe has a lot of natural resource, not only mining, and also agriculture and others. So my suggestion to my colleagues in China is pay a visit to Zimbabwe to see exactly what Zimbabwe is.
Our special zone is not just limited into these projects. We have all the supporting services, we have our own fleets, we have own park reservoirs, we have own factories, laboratories to provide with us electricity, water, oxygens. So our special park and special zone is highly economically beneficial to the entire society. And our export of this deal can generate over $1 billion for Zimbabwe.
The country's trade promotion body, Zimtrade, is pushing for Zimbabwe's economic growth within the economic diplomacy thrust of the National Development Strategy 1, pushing cooperation in areas such as mining, education, mineral beneficiation, and others, as Zimbabwe pushes through towards an upper middle income society by 2030. Olin Ndori, ZBC News, Shangsha.
Back home, farmers will this year pocket more than $1 billion United States dollars from tobacco deliveries, with the golden leaf now rated as the most exported crop.
Tobacco sales statistics released by the Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board showed that about 290 million kilograms of the golden leaf have been sold so far, raking in over 970 million United States dollars in foreign currency inflows. In an interview with ZBC News, the Minister of Lands, Agriculture, Fisheries, Water and Rural Development, Dr. Enshas Masuka, projected that farmers will surpass this year's target and pocket over 1 billion United States dollars.
We also now know that the value will be about $1,075,000,000 that will be given to 135,000 tobacco farmers. So each farmer is likely to get over $8,000 as a result of tobacco, and 85% of the producers are smallholder farmers. Moreover, 60% of the producers are beneficiaries of the land reform program, which attests to the success of the land reform program.
Tobacco Industry and Marketing Board TIMB chairperson Mr. Patrick Devenish clarifies the Contract System Act.
Technically, once he's paid his loan, he can sell the tobacco elsewhere. But very strong relationships have been built up over the past 10 plus or minus years, whereby growers are loyal to their contractors because that is where their bread and butter comes from. So I think you'll find that there may be instances where that happens, but by and large, tobacco growers will be loyal to their contractor.
As the marketing season draws to an end, the average price of the leaf remains firm at $3.63 at auction floors and $3.34 at contract floors. 10 Time Nengwa, ZBC News, Harare.
Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga has delivered a special message of condolence on behalf of President Emmerson Mnangagwa and the people of Zimbabwe to the Zambian leadership and citizens following the passing of former President Edgar Chagwa Lungu.
Vice President General retired Dr. Constantino Chiwenga paid a courtesy call on Zambian President Hakainde Hichilema this Friday at the Zambian State House in Lusaka, where he extended President Mnangagwa's condolences, underscoring the deep-rooted kinship between the two nations, two sovereign states divided only by geography but united in spirit, blood and legacy.
We have a deep history that binds our two people and our two countries. At one stage, we were called by the same name, some southern, some northern, but we still remain the same. And so what affects Zambia also affects Zimbabwe. The 6th President of the Republic, the late President Edgar Chagwa Lungu, served for his time. Now he is gone. And so we have come to pay our condolences to you. We wanted to say we are deeply sorry, and we say this will come strong for your nation.
President Hakainde Hichilema responded warmly, noting that Zimbabwe's swift show of solidarity was testament to the strength and authenticity of the nation's historic bond.
Our relationship is umbilical, and it is important for the young Zimbabweans, young Zambians to understand the importance of this relationship and to deepen it, not to paralyze it, to deepen it, to grow it. If you came to Zambia out of Lusaka, go to Mumbwa, you'll find a lot of Zambians of Zimbabwean origin, because they are citizens now. President Mnangagwa himself lived here, went to school here, and went to university, the same university I went to.
As the region mourns the death of Zambia's 6th president, the solemn visit by Vice President Chiwenga stands as a diplomatic and fraternal gesture that reaffirms the unshakable foundation upon which Zimbabwe-Zambia relations stand. Abigail Tembo, ZBC News.
Well, remember to check these and other stories on our website at www.zbcnews.co.zw, as well as on our social media platforms on Facebook, on X, on Instagram, TikTok, as well as on our WhatsApp channel. We are at ZBC News Online.
And now these are the stories still to come in this bulletin. Bulawayo hosts a Legends Night for the first time, and we'll give you that in our entertainment segment. And in sports, Cheetahs named squad for Rugby Africa Sevens Cup. These and more stories still to come. Stay with us.
Steelmate Investments, your friend in steel, is Zimbabwe's leading supplier of premier quality steel and roofing sheets. We also have the big flat bars, EN range, razor wire, galvanized wire, cranked ridges, expanded metal, and many more products in stock that you might require for any construction projects that you might be embarking on. You can visit us at our Glen Eagles branch, which is at stand number 706 Glen Eagles Road in Harare, or call us on 0787 001 643 up to 6. You can visit our Affirmative branch at number 346 Affirmative Way in Willowvale. You can call us on 0788 930 556 up to 61. We also have branches in Bari at gate number 8 CSO at Magaba, which you can call on 0782 408 415. Our other Bari branch is the Discount Steel branch, which is at number 1 Easterman's Place in Magaba as well. You can call that branch on 0736 439 999. Steelmate Investments, your friend in steel.
Izvezvi muna Juni muno kuri kuuya nyika dzose dzomu Southern Africa nedzoku Eastern Africa kuEsabika.
Need to make an international payment but haven't pre-booked an exchange rate? No problem. Let's walk through the simple process on Enterprise Online. Begin by logging into your Enterprise Online account and selecting International Payments from the main menu. When prompted for rate type, select current market rate. This means your exchange will use today's live rate at the moment of transaction. Enter your recipient's details, including their bank information, account number, and the payment amount in your chosen currency. Our system instantly calculates the conversion using up-to-the-minute exchange rates, showing you exactly what you pay and what they'll receive. Review all details and fee information. Then authenticate your transaction using your security device or app. Your payment is now being processed at the current market rate. Track its progress anytime in your transaction history. Keep business moving. Make effortless international payments with Enterprise Online.
Create big moments with the fam. Get the KFC Family Fiesta. That's 6 pieces of chicken, 4 zinger wings, 2 matching gravies, and large chips.
The Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities wishes to inform residents of Whitecliff South Low Density Suburb that an account verification exercise on payments made towards servicing of land is currently underway. Ministry officials are conducting this exercise within the area. Beneficiaries are kindly requested to provide the following documentation for the verification process: national identity document of the leaseholder, receipts of payments made towards servicing of the land. Your cooperation in complying with the ministry's request is essential. For further information, please contact ministry officials on the following numbers: 0777 051 334 or 0775 323 717 or 0715 948 866. We appreciate your prompt attention and cooperation in this matter. Ministry of National Housing and Social Amenities. Our vision: modern and affordable human settlements for Zimbabweans by 2030.
Welcome back and thank you for watching. We continue with the main news bulletin. Kapenta production is set to increase in Kariba after a significant rise in dam water levels, whilst the government has also pledged support to small and medium enterprises in the country.
Thriving small to medium enterprises, SMEs, are booming in Kariba, driven by vibrant activities in tourism, fishing and informal trade. The rising water levels at Lake Kariba have ignited hope, particularly in the fishing industry, which was on the verge of collapse as a result of climate change and unsustainable fishing methods. Kapenta producers are also pinning their hopes on the Fisheries and Aquaculture Bill, which is expected to address issues around multiple levies and license fees and regulation of water bodies, among others.
Sekta yedu zviri kunyanya kunetsa musekta medu ndeyekuti midziyo yedu isusu yava yakare. Imwe yacho ndeya 1992, imwe yacho yatopera. But kuya paita minister tambotaurawo zvishemo zvedu akati vachataura nevesmedico kuti tikwanise kuwana maloni.
Tikatarisa kare matemba aibatika zvakanaka, asi pari zvino matemba aamashoma achabatika, saka price vanga vakangotigadzirira nezvaiitika kare, saka malevis avanochaja acho anenge atodi vachifunga kuti zvinhu zviri kuenda izvo zvichitodzikira, saka ndopatiri kuchema pakuti zvatinyanyira zvatikwadza.
The fishermen also highlighted the urgent need for a roundtable dialogue with their Zambian counterparts to ensure sustainable harvesting.
Tirikuona sekuti tikaita kamukana kekuti matemba iri because mafish stocks anoratidza kuti adzikira. Tikaita mukana wekuti timbotimire zvishoma shoma, ndirikuona kuti matemba anogona kuwanda, plus hakusikuona kwedu tega. Even ma-researchers vanotaura kuti hove dzikasaraurwa kwemwedzi dzinenge dzaincrease. And experience tiri kuiona mushure mekunge tichienda pafurumunhu. Patinoenda pafurumunhu mazuva 7 atinombozorora aya anotiwedzere mbichana.
Then in Zambia ine marigs akati wandei kupfuura isusu, saka zvaida kuti nyika mbiri dzikasangana dzokurukura pamusoro paipapo kuti tikwanise kugovana zvakaenzana nokuda kwokuti dhamu redu tinenge tichisheyana pamwe chete.
Speaking during a tour of various cooperatives in Kariba, The Minister of Women Affairs, Community, Small and Medium Enterprises Development, Senator Monica Mchangwa, pledged government support towards SMEs, highlighting their valued contribution to the national gross domestic product.
The issue of licenses is one thing which we need to look at, and as you have heard already from the President, it is important to make sure that we don't come up with a one tax bracket for everyone. It is important to look at our cooperatives. What we want is sustainability, so we are looking at the amount of levies, the fees which they are asked to pay, whether they will make them sustainable. I think these are the issues which we need to sit down with other MDAs and see how we can help our cooperatives to continue with this business which makes them look after their families.
According to latest reports, SMEs are contributing around $8.6 billion United States dollars to the country's economy and employing close to 3.5 million people. Tamuka Charakupa, ZBC News, Kariba.
And now from our Montrose studios in Bulawayo, Marilyn Gwenya gives us news from that end. It's a good evening to you, Marilyn.
Thanks to you, Justin. In our following report, Bulawayo's bus termini, Erenkini and Ntumbani ranks are in deplorable state, with the local authority failing to prioritize their refurbishment.
With crumbling infrastructure and inadequate facilities, Bulawayo City's bus ranks are in a deplorable state. Surprisingly, motorists are being forced to pay hefty fees to operate from the facilities, which are in a bad shape.
Erenkini kungcolile akugeziswa ama-toilet so dirty ebusuku ungabuye kusenda ema-toilet kuyabe kuvaliwe abantwana bazinceda phandle labanye abantu bazinceda phandle ngendlela yokuthi kuyabe kungalama-toilet
abantu banethi nemabhasini khona so sifuna amashedi akwanileyo sokoza imbobo everywhere sifuna lamanzi even lama-toilets asekho right
esingathi sikhala ngakho lapha entumbane complex sikhala ngamashedi izulu mali sina lama kulelanga abantu bahleze egcekeni into ezingakhala ngakho phela
iproblem lapha kula mabhini abantu bengadla sometimes bayanikeza mina ama-empty ukuthi mama nanka ama-empty akho la mnyama yelahlela phansi lapha.
The city council admits it has never thought of upgrading the ranks.
It's a similar issue to water where payments are made and then dissipated and not reinvested. You tackle a deep-rooted issue within the council that is a completely new issue which we haven't discussed, and that is financial accountability. I'm currently working on a different template in terms of financial reporting by the City Council to the management. I remain deeply dissatisfied with some of the spending that we engage in. So we get money in, and the money is then spent on issues that are not pivotal to delivery in terms of the city.
As motorists wait upon the City Council to deliver on its promises, at the moment they will have to contend with what is obtaining.
Junior parliamentarians in the Midlands province have received information communication technology gadgets donated by President Emmerson Mnangagwa to enable them to execute their duties.
The 43 junior parliamentarians, including junior chiefs and senators, were presented with tablets which are part of the consignment presented to the constituency by President Mnangagwa through the Ministry of Information, Communication Technology, Postal and Courier Services. The junior parliamentarians say the gadgets will help in executing their duties as well as meeting their educational demands.
Todangotenda president nima tablets amatipa. So far we can do my researches yedu. Tine zvakawanda zvatokwanisa kuita even kuma constituency atinomirira.
Sina watapewa na president isu sevana vari kuenda kuchikoro tinofara chaizvo nekuti tichabatsirika panyaya yekuwana kuresearcha nekuti iye zvinokudzidza heritage based curriculum nokudaro mushina uyu unotibatsira pakuti tikwanise kuwana access kuma internets akawanda and tikwanise kubatsirikana panyaya dzekustudy isusu tichikwanisa kuresearcha.
Government says it has taken deliberate efforts to enhance the use of ICTs in schools in line with current trends.
This event aligns with the new dispensation spirit of a resource and knowledge-driven economic growth and recovery as we glide towards attainment of a prosperous and empowered upper middle income society by 2030. Leveraging on ICT as a key enabler of the fourth industrial revolution, which encompasses personalized learning, digital literacy and skills, critical thinking, and problem solving.
The Second Republic is on a drive to promote use of ICTs in society through establishment of the Zimbabwe National Information Communication Technology Policy towards attaining a digital economy by 2030. Tafaraj Kumira, ZBC News, Gweru.
State-owned entities Zinara and Traffic Safety Council of Zimbabwe have donated surgical supplies, wheelchairs and bedding to Gwanda Hospital, supporting the Second Republic's push for universal health coverage.
According to statistics from Gwanda Provincial Hospital, more than 500 victims of road traffic accidents from across Matabele and South Province have already been attended to by the institution this year. These include those from the Bay Bridge Masungo Highway disaster, which claimed more than 20 people, and the recent head-on collision between Biara and Rovos trains in Gwanda. It is against this background that Zinara and TSCZ mobilized a consignment of surgical sundries, wheelchairs and bedding for the critical health institution.
We acknowledge the critical role and strategic position of Gwanda Hospital. Hence the intention is for it to benefit all the people of Matabeleland South, including those that use the nearby highway in the event of a road crash that may lead to injuries that require them to be transferred to this institution.
As you know that, yes, we are mandated to collect and disperse funds for roads, but also in these roads we're seeing unfortunate situations of accidents that are happening. We're losing lives, and at times these lives can be saved. But we've started today with Gwanda. The people of Gwanda, you know, there's a busy road there, and they are also road users. They also contribute to the revenue that we have. So all these things that we have brought here will be going around the country, all the provinces.
The local leadership is convinced the donation will go a long way in saving lives at the provincial referral hospital.
Your support is essential in ensuring that we provide the highest quality of health care to those in need.
We've received a consignment of medical supplies and equipment that will go a long way to improve the quality of health services that we offer to residents of Matabeleland South Province, including visitors who are passing through.
Handing over the consignment at the hospital this Thursday, the Deputy Minister of Transport and Infrastructural Development, Honorable Joshua Sako, reaffirmed government's commitment to universal health coverage.
As we develop our road infrastructure, our level of accidents has increased. Unfortunately, speeding has become quite common, and we have experienced more loss of life. So we need to actually move with the time, whilst we teach our drivers to be more responsible, but also capacitate our hospitals for any eventuality.
The consignment includes 90 mattresses, 10 wheelchairs, medical consumables, blankets, linen and surgical sundries worth 10,000 United States dollars. Providence Maranelli, ZBC News, Gwanda.
The safe use of radiation technology came under the spotlight at a seminar on the use and regulation of non-ionizing radiation technology, which ended in Bulawayo this Thursday.
In a move to encourage alignment with international guidelines on managing risk linked to non-ionizing radiation, the Radiation Protection Authority of Zimbabwe convened a two-day national seminar, which ended this Thursday in Bulawayo. Stakeholders were in attendance, discussed ways to improve the regulation and use of non-ionizing radiation technologies in the country.
As we gather here, we are reminded that non-ionizing radiation, be it from communication systems, medical devices, and industrial applications, is an integral part of modern life. However, it is our collective responsibility to ensure that its use remains safe, controlled, and in line with international best practices.
held under the theme Strengthening Safety Standards, Understanding and Managing Non-Ionizing Radiation Risk. The seminar highlighted the significance of shielding both people and the environment from potential radiation effects.
Non-ionizing radiation continues to be applied across an increasing number of technologies and industries. It becomes ever more important to prioritize and ensure measures are in place for adequate public and occupational safety.
Acknowledging the prevalence of non-ionizing radiation from sources such as mobile networks and diagnostic equipment, Radiation Protection Authority of Zimbabwe Chief Executive Officer Justice Chiburu outlined strategic focus areas aimed at reinforcing safety around its use.
This seminar seeks to bring together stakeholders in the use of non-ionizing radiation technologies. We are talking of our telecommunications industry, broadcasting, power transmission, medical devices. We thought, as the Radiation Protection Authority of Zimbabwe, it was noble to get all these players together and talk about means and ways of protecting the citizenry from any adverse effects that may emanate from the use of non-ionizing radiation technologies.
As non-ionizing radiation technology continues to evolve, authorities stress the need to maintain and strengthen protective measures for both the public and professionals exposed to such radiation. Lisa Correa, ZBC News, Bulawayo.
And that's it for myself, Marilyn Gwenya, and the Montrose crew for tonight. Main news continues from Pocket Soul Studios in Harare, where Justin is on standby. Justin, it's back to you.
Thank you so much, Marilyn. And as we continue from our Pocket Soul Studios here in Harare, heads of state and government of the SADC and East African community are expected to meet soon to discuss the situation in the Eastern Democratic Republic of Congo.
The second phase of the withdrawal of the SADC.
Up to 53 families affected by Eureka Mines expansion activities in Guruve have been relocated to new homes built by the company.
Zvakapindwa nohurumende mukati. Saka tiri kufamba zvakanaka pakufamba kwatiri kuita. Dzimba takavakirwa dzichiri kuvakwa. Mvura takachererwa ichiri kucherwa. Zvinoti aitokumbirawo chete kuti dai zvanga zvagona Eureka Mine yaramba takabatana.
Taifunga kuti pamwe takatorasirirwa kwatikaenda. Asi kwatikanogariswa kwakanaka zvekuti
tave nekufura mhepo katanako. Minda yedu taiva neminda midiki asi minda yatikanowana uku minda yakakura.
The company has also contributed to the expansion of education facilities in the area.
Here where we are is Muroiwa Primary School. It's a satellite school for Shimanikire Primary. But since we are relocating people to this place, we want to convert this into a full-fledged primary school.
During the tour of the mine by Mashonaland Central Minister of State for Provincial Affairs and Devolution, Honorable Christopher Magomo, this Tuesday, the mine appreciated government support amid prospects of increased production.
We felt it necessary after having gone through a very good year, 2024. We thought it necessary to invite the Provincial Minister, Honorable Magomo, to come and share with him some of the achievements that we've made and some of our plans that we've got for the rest of 2025, and also to get input into all the stakeholders.
Government has pledged to continue supporting initiatives that promote the growth of the mining sector.
Your invitation is a reflection of the strong partnership that must exist between government and the private sector as we work together to improve the lives of our people. Tajaira kuya pano pachinzi pane noise. Vanhu varovana, vanhu vadai zvadai. But this is one of its kind where we gather to witness some achievements that are very vital for the development of our country. Chisingasiye district redu Guruve Indeed, Zimbabwe is open for business, and you are here today witnessing fruition of the Second Republic's mantra.
Eureka Gold Mine was reopened by President Emmerson Mnangagwa in 2020, and to date it is one of the country's mining companies, contributing to the national gold output and development as targeted under the vision to attain an upper middle income society by 2030.
Well, that was in fact a report where Eureka Gold Mine is on an expansion drive that has seen the mining entity construct over 50 homes for families affected by its operations in Guruwe. Now, Zimbabwe and Russia have reaffirmed commitment to sustained engagements centered on shared economic development efforts.
The Russian embassy celebrated the country's National Day in Harare this Friday with its top envoy to Zimbabwe, His Excellency Nikolai Kraslinkov, saying the two countries should continue supporting each other on various international fora. He highlighted the current enhancement of cooperation between Moscow and Harare as a vivid manifestation of the mutually beneficial partnership in the new geopolitical reality.
We look forward to joining efforts with Zimbabwean friends when this country takes a non-permanent seat in the UN Security Council in 2027. Just a month ago, in May, President Putin and President Mnangagwa talked together in Moscow when they had another meeting and conversation of two very close friends who lead their nations to prosperity, assisting each other and open for cooperation with those who are eager to reciprocate. This is our contribution to implementation of the 2030 Agenda for Sustainable Development adopted by the UN General Assembly and the African Union Agenda 2063.
Acting Minister of Foreign Affairs and International Trade, Honorable Mangaliso Ndlovu, emphasized the need to continue deepening the strong bonds of friendship and solidarity between Russia and Zimbabwe.
Zimbabwe-Russia relations have continued to grow from strength to strength. The recent visit by His Excellency the President, Dr. Emmerson Mnangagwa, to Moscow further solidified this enduring partnership, paving the way for expanded cooperation in key sectors such as mining, agriculture, energy, education, and defense.
The Russia National Day celebrations attracted embassy staff, compatriots, heads of diplomatic missions, representatives of various Zimbabwean government offices, the armed forces, and the business community. Fungai Jachi, ZBC News, Harare.
And with that story, we break for business. Stay tuned.
Ladies and gentlemen, esteemed citizens of Zimbabwe, mark your calendars. All roads lead to Bay Bridge on Saturday, the 21st of June 2025, for the highly anticipated Run for Hope Half Marathon in honor of our esteemed Vice President, Honorable Colonel Retired Campbell Dugish Mohadi, under the theme Championing a Drug-Free Future Towards Vision 2030. This event promises to unite participants from across the nation in a celebration of health, fitness, and community spirit. Distance to be covered include 3 kilometers, 5 kilometers, 10 kilometers, and the full 21 kilometers. On Saturday, the 21st of June 2025 in Bay Bridge, this marathon is more than just a race. It's a tribute to the Vice President's unwavering dedication to the health and well-being of our nation. Registration is absolutely free. Sign up today at www.hypenation.co.zw or call 0719-591-300 for more information. Whether a seasoned runner or a beginner, this is your chance to challenge yourself while enjoying the stunning landscapes of Bedbridge. Let's come together, young and old alike, for a day of fitness, fun and unity. Together, let us embody the resilience and strength of the Zimbabwean spirit and make this marathon a day to remember. See you at the starting line. Proudly sponsored by Net1.
If you drink, be responsible.
Asilwela ukunqoba kuphela, kepha silwela ukwakha isizwe esinohlonze. Sekunjalo.
Vakuru vedu vemakare vaiziva kurunga zvinwiwa nezvekudya zvinobatsira kuti ugare wakagwinya. Isu veCaptain takaona zvakakosha kuti tibike Captain Ginger Wise tichishandisa zvinwiwa izvi. Gara wakagwinya neCaptain Ginger Wise. Tibatei pa 0775 135 800. Captain, inhaka nesimba muchinwiwa chimwe chete.
Welcome back and thank you for staying with us. We now give you the business news. The 9th annual Tax Conference is underway in Victoria Falls, with Zimbabwe being described as a knowledge hub for tax reforms. We give you the details in the next report.
Under the National Development Strategy 1, NDS1, the Zimbabwe Revenue Authority ZIMRA rolled out the Tax and Revenue Management System TAMS in 2023. To date, TAMS has improved the ease of doing business, widened the tax base and accelerated the country's shift toward a digital economy. The success of the system has attracted regional attention, with various countries now benchmarking their own tax reforms against Zimbabwe's model.
Zimbabwe stands proud at the rollout of these TAMS with your support, and we have received delegations from other countries now coming to benchmark. We have had Uganda coming in to benchmark with our systems. We have had Swaziland, Eswatini, Botswana, they are coming, and we have got Malta that is also coming. So really we have taken the world by the storm.
The private sector has also acknowledged the positive impact of the reforms on the business environment.
There are various ways of raising tax revenue, and one of them is increasing the tax rate, or ensuring everyone comply with the tax law. And this is what TAMS has really done to ensure there is an increase in compliance.
The 3-day conference is tackling capacity building and developing policy frameworks to support both business and government, covering areas such as tax compliance, unveiling new tax policies, and improving administrative systems. Ichaona Kurewa, ZBC News, Victoria Falls.
And straight to the arts, where the Legends Night and the Mutupo Music Festival headline entertainment activities across the country this weekend. This and more in our arts briefs.
This Friday, the Legends will light up the city of kings and queens, where showgoers can look forward to a night filled with local classics covered by In Total Band. There was nothing much to talk about on Saturday, but revelers might choose to wind up the day at the Rev Up Car Showcase in Harare. Sunday is Father's Day, and some will be looking forward to taking their fathers to shows like the Mutupo Music Festival, set for Harare on the day. The festival will feature performances from the likes of Mono Mkundu, Albert Nyati, Pachiera, Josh Meg, and many more.
It looks like the weekend is really packed. Now we take a break. When we come back, Lawrence Trusita will be giving us the sport.
Crowd goes absolutely emphatic. He has done it.
Get ready for more on Supersport, the only place to watch all the FIFA Club World Cup.
ZBC Current Affairs, thriving for excellence and perfection in setting the agenda, shaping the Zimbabwean story and sustaining the narrative through detailed analysis and discussions, bringing to you polished live coverage of national events. We are ZBC Current Affairs, delivering to you the national budget, live parliamentary debates, independence, Heroes Day and Defense Forces events. We bring you insightful documentaries, special programs, and thought-provoking debates. ZBC Current Affairs. We are definitely Zimbabwean, telling an accurate, balanced, and unfettered Zimbabwean story.
Get ready.
Good evening once again, and thank you so much for joining us on Sports News this evening. My name is Lawrence Trusida. We start off with the speed and thrills of Sevens Rugby, where the Cheetahs Technical Department have named a strong squad for the 2025 Rugby Africa Cup Sevens tournament set to be held on the 21st and the 22nd of June in Mauritius.
The Cheetahs squad is headlined by Sharks flanker Blith Masevere, who is coming from a very impressive season in South Africa and international competitions. Affectionately known as Driller, Mavesere has been on top of his game and was part of the Sharks squad for the United Rugby Championship. He'll be joined by fellow internationals including TLW back rowers Tapiwa Mafura and Brendan Mudzekinyedzi. Cheetahs head coach Riki Chirengende has also kept the core of the squad, retaining Godfrey Magaramombe, Ryan Musimi, Tapiwa Malenga and Carlos Matematema. The squad also has youthful stars in Dion Kumalo, Edward Sigauke and Munashe Dukuswa, who is with Turks Rugby Club in South Africa. The Cheetahs are drawn in Pool C alongside tournament hosts Mauritius, Tunisia and Madagascar. The top two teams in each pool are guaranteed a place in the knockout stages, making every match a must-win encounter. A top finish in Mauritius not only brings silverware but positions the Cheetahs for qualification pathways to the World Rugby Sevens Challenger Series, a crucial step towards global competition and Olympic qualification. The last time Zimbabwe lifted the Rugby Africa Sevens title was in 2012.
From the sport that is played with the oval-shaped ball, we go to the one that is played with a more spherical one, that is football, where troubled Harare Giants Dynamos have withdrawn from the CAF Confederation Cup, citing incapacitation.
It never rains for struggling Harare Giants Dynamos, who are finding the going tough on both domestic and international fronts. The 1998 CAF Champions League finalists, who had an opportunity to rub shoulders with big African clubs in the Confederation Cup, have dropped a bombshell after confirming that they will not be part of the competition. In a statement released this Friday, the club advised that it has no capacity to play continental football. The statement reads, "As Dynamos FC, we regret to advise that the club will not be competing in the 2025 CAF Confederation Cup. After thorough evaluation, it has been determined that the club is not yet ready to compete at continental level this season." Close quote. Dynamos were set to represent the country in the continent's second-tier competition after winning the Chibuku Super Cup last season. Last year, they played in the same competition, but they used venues in neighboring countries due to a lack of a CAF-approved venue at home. Meanwhile, the Glamour Boys have all their eyes on picking up form on the domestic front, starting this Saturday when they face Bikita Minerals at Gibo Stadium. After 14 matches, they have only managed to bag a solitary win that came 3 months ago when they urged Zimbabwe-Russia 1-0 at Rufaro Stadium.
We are looking for an away win, and Bikita being our first away game as we speak. I am just hoping that they become the casualties.
On the same day, Green Fuel hosts Cell 1 in Chisumbanje. FC Platinum welcomes ZPC Kariba to Mandava, while Yada face inform Herentals at the Hart Stadium. Caps United face equally troubled Chicken Inn at Rufaro Stadium, and former champions Ngezi Platinum Stars tackle Manika Diamonds at Baobab Stadium. On Sunday, Scotland welcome Kwekwe United to Rufaro Stadium. Highlanders date defending champions Zimbabwe-Russia at Baba Fields, while log leaders Moors travel to the Lowveld for a date against Triangle.
Sad news there coming through from Dynamos. We certainly hope that the Giants will rise one day. Still with football news, but moving a tire down, Wange FC got a rude awakening after losing 1-0 to Bulawayo Warriors in a Southern Region Division 1 match played this afternoon.
Played at Ingagula, the match was a truly Friday the 13th moment of reflection for Chipangano. The 1-0 loss to Bulawayo Warriors, courtesy of an 83rd minute goal by Bokang's episode low, left the home team in tears and their opponents in jubilation.
I feel very ecstatic. I'm so excited. I'm on cloud 9.
It's part of the game actually. We win some, we lose some. It's nothing that we expected actually. But we missed a lot of chances, and what happens when you miss chances, you get punished and you lose those games. But what is important is how we are going to behave after a defeat. We just have to come back strongly, and we are still in contention.
Action in other regions continues this Saturday, with Harare City hosting Agama in the Northern Region Division 1, while Ngombe Yaora face Zambezi GNC. In the Eastern Region, Chivu FC will play Mashingo United at Uhera. Tenex FC will clash with St. Paul's Masami at Sakuba Stadium this Saturday. On Sunday, FC Hunters will play Renko Mine FC at Rudaka Stadium, while FC Wangumazodze will clash with Great Zimbabwe University FC at Mucheke Stadium. Mhlomuli Ncube, SABC News.
So that's what we managed to have for you in our sports news this evening. It's now time for the weather update.
Good evening, Zimbabwe, and welcome to tonight's weather report and forecast. Hope I find you well. It's Father's Day this weekend, and we'll be celebrating that, but it's going to be mostly cloudy for the start of this weekend, becoming less cloudy as we get into Father's Day. But I look at what happened today. We had cool and cloudy conditions, especially over the southeastern parts of the country, with cloud also emanating from the west. This gave us showers over the western parts of the country, and this should bring in a bit of showers as we get into the weekend. So showers of blessings projected for Father's Day, but a bit of ground frost still projected over some areas, especially in the northeastern parts of the country. We were expecting clearer skies over that northeastern corner, with clouds also drifting in from the west, giving us a bit of showers as we approach Saturday. And on Sunday, we're expecting less